Are we going crazy? Where was her bra? Ladies, who leaves the house without underwear, all in the name of fashion? Hi everyone, what's up and welcome back to the channel. You already know it's your girl Rose. How are you doing? Today is a sit down video, no vlogs today. I just want to talk a little bit on the drama that has been going on this Netflix of a country called Nigeria. Just before I forget, don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to this channel. All right. About a week ago, we all heard the story of a popular Nigerian who goes by the name of Kwan, who was asked not to carry liquid on a flight or something, and drama ensued. He ended up standing on the tarmac and all that. To cut the long story short, he was given 6 months no-fly ban, okay? And then it seems as if, in Nigeria, when someone does something, everybody kind of takes courage from that and try to do same. So just a few days ago, there was yet another incident. And I'm just giving this backstory for those who don't really know like what is going on, okay? So a couple of days ago, a young lady, according to the story, allegedly, okay, was asked to put her phone on flight mode or switch it off as the flight was about to take off. She refused or whatever, or she said she had put it on flight mode, she wasn't going to switch it off. But our bottom line was someone sitting by her allegedly took the phone and put it on flight mode and whatever. My discourse is going to be based on the fact that there are always two sides to every story. Right or wrong, there are always two sides. The story goes that when they got to where they were going, which was Lagos, she said something about, now she's in a zone or whatever, and I don't know, that's the story out there, okay? Because I don't think that girl has been given an opportunity to speak. The last we heard, she was still being held in police custody. Now, the story gets interesting. What we saw from the airline's point of view, because I guess it was the airline who was doing that video. Now, this calls into question a lot of things, okay? There are so many thought processes on this matter. I have read so many opinions. I always say that if you are bored and you don't have what to do, or you feel you're suffering from depression, my brother, no be depression they do you. Just get data. Get data, open social media, go to the comment section. The gist is not even really the gist. The comment section is where the real gist is. So now the lady, from the point of view of the camera which we saw, which I'm guessing was from the airline staff, we could see a lady blocking the entrance of the plane, and we could see the lady in question behind trying to push her way past, and then she goes ahead and hits the airline hostess a couple of times. At that point, a guy comes in and now starts calling for help from two other people, who then come in and they proceed to bundle her out of the aircraft. And it was a nasty, terrible scene. Okay, so in the course of this bundling out of the plane, we could see that her top gave way and literally both breasts fumbled out. Her breasts were literally out there. And that brought again another discourse of, you need to see what people were saying. And I'm like, how did people come up with this in a situation as serious as this? How did people come up with this? Like, social media is a crazy place. Okay, back to the matter at hand. So she's bundled out of the plane and all that. Then she starts, saying some words and all that. Now, there has been a lot of points of views on the said matter. And if you guys know me, I'm a very unbiased person. I'm going to look at this story from two sides, both the airline and both the girl sides, okay? Now, I have so many questions. Question number one, and most importantly, like I said earlier, there are always two sides to every story. What transpired that brought about the whole, will I call it fracas in the first place? What exactly transpired? We don't know that yet, because action, reaction, okay? Physicists will say to every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? Good. So what transpired before the scene which was recorded? Because if it's from the airline points of view that we're seeing that recording, of course they will do things to make themselves look good. So what happened between that air hostess and the girl before the hitting, before all that? That's number one. That's my question number one. Number two, and I think the most important discourse for this matter, ladies, who leaves the house without underwear, all in the name of fashion? Like, guys, are we going crazy? Where was her bra? And a lot of people are saying, by the time I'm done with this discourse, I know that I will have a lot of negative comments or whatever in the section, but this, I'm just stating facts here. I'm sorry, okay? I'm just stating facts. Why is she going out without a bra? I know your body, your choice, you can do whatever you like, but now you decided to leave the house without bra, and then you decided to get into a fight. Like, come on, seriously? If you know that your breast is not well packaged because you want to be a chick and dress how you want, at least make it a point of duty to stay out of fights so that they don't get ripped out. Where was her bra? Why was... Then, my third question. When the girl was being dragged out, we have a lot of opinions out there. People are saying the air hostess, what happened to women supporting women? Women supporting women. They just saw how the woman just tore the girl's clothes. Guys, I can't put that video here because first of all, it's not my footage, and second of all, I think YouTube is definitely going to flag something like that. If you watch that video very closely, the one where her cloth was ripped off, you will notice that the air hostess was actually, first of all, when I was watching that video, I was processing a lot of things in my head. You know, I was wondering why the guy was going to carry her out from the aircraft when he called the other two, and nobody thought, sorry, I have OCD, so I think of everything before. Like, I literally saw that curtain hanging, and I was wondering, why did nobody think to put the curtain out of the way or hold it up? So what actually transpired, for those of you who watched the video, and if you didn't watch it, or if you watch it, go and watch it again. I joined a discourse, arguments and all that in comment section on Instagram, and I kept telling them, this is what happened. So the lady was being dragged out of the aircraft, and the air hostess who was standing by made an attempt to, because the lady held onto the curtain very tight, and the three men were struggling to pull her. They couldn't because she had ankle. Or more, that curtain was strong. Whoever made that curtain or whatever, thumbs up to you. The curtain, the way it was hooked on, it was really strong, and the lady was doing everything she could to, you know, hold. She was anchoring herself with the curtain. So the way she held it was like the curtain was in between her legs and then her hand. So she had a strong anchor. The men couldn't move her past that point. And so the air hostess who saw what was going on, it was all in a flash, but I had to replay that part over and over to know, because when I went to the comment section, I saw people saying, why did the air hostess tear off her clothes? And I was like, I don't know. I went to that part to watch it over and over, and what I could see was that the air hostess actually held onto the curtain and ripped it from the girl's hands, you know, to stop her anchorage and to allow her to, and that actually worked. It was that ripping of the curtain out of her hands, because she was holding it between her legs, that caused the top, which happened to be a pin up top. You know, it's all the, for those who don't know what a pin up top is, they are tops just like you know, babies, the kind of clothes that baby wear. Okay, so you just wear the cloth like a top and then you pin it in between your legs. So that's what she was wearing, and because of the force of ripping that cotton out, her cloth came undone and her breast and everything was outside. It was the cotton, because I noticed the lady ripped off something that was deep blue in color, and the lady was wearing a light blue cloth. So as she ripped the cotton from her hands, the cloth came undone. So that still brings me back to what I said before. Where was her bra? Did she forget to wear a bra when she left the house? I'm just asking. Then other people came up and said she can wear whatever she wants. Yes, you can wear whatever you want, but if you know you have to get into a fight, like I said before, please come correct and make sure that you are dressed appropriately. That aside, then I have another question. Are we saying that in the whole of Nigeria, you know, airports and all that, there's nothing like airport security? Why is it the flight attendants, and I don't know who that other guy was. I don't know if he's one of the people who walk the conveyors, you know, the bags. I don't know who he was, but he was wearing a reflector jacket. Okay. So are we saying that we don't have airport security? Because in a situation like that, there were a lot. I saw, trust me, I saw so many points of views on this. Some people were saying in other developed countries and all that, if you misbehave, you'll be treated as such and all that, you know. Why others were of the point of view that that's what airport security, and I think that is right. Airport security, that's what it's for, you know. And these set personnel in airport securities are trained to handle situations like this, so they know the best tactics needed to first and foremost de-escalate issues. When tensions are high like this, the first thing to do is to try and de-escalate issues. If you watch that video, there was no de-escalation anywhere in that videos. Everybody was just shouting at the top of their voice, pulling what they could pull, ripping what they could pull. Like, it was madness. It was madness. So, is there no airport security? That's just a question. Another question I want to ask: where was the airport security? Don't we have airport security in a nation as big as Nigeria? Because something happened just last week, and then now we're having a very similar issue. Okay. Thirdly, the punishment which was given to the girl is that she has been banned for life from flying any Nigerian or local flights. Is that overkill? Is it? Especially as we had an issue just last week, which had to do with, now we have to bring the gender talk issue here, because this was another point of view, another point of discourse for a lot of people. People are saying because it's a lady, you know, but the country has power only when it comes to ladies and all that. These are points of discussion that I want to hear what you people actually think in the comment section. Let us rub our minds and know what exactly is truly going on. Like, seriously, were the airport staff right to have done what they did? If they did, it was done the right way, like I said before, like using a security or airport security, or, you know, and that is what those things should be there for, because situations like this could always arise. So when it's done the right way, I don't think there would have been a problem, but it was the way and manner in which it was handled. Then also, ladies, I'm speaking to ladies because this particular incident is a lady that is involved. Guys, behave yourself. I don't get how angry or how mad someone was that it took 3 men, literally, three men to pull you out. Like, I was watching that video and I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on here? And before I could even say Jack Robinson, we had those who came out with the point of view. I saw a particular social media whatever person who came out and said the girl had mental health issues. I think at this point, at this junction, at this time of our lives, guys, let's learn to own up to our responsibilities. Take responsibility for our action. You can't do something with your clear eye and then not come out and say it's mental health issues. Like, seriously. Mental health issues, okay, I get it. Take your medication. Or at least don't go around alone. Go with somebody that can explain. Go with a card that explains your mental health issues. We've come to a place in this country whereby anything that happens, we just start talking the gender thing, male versus female. We leave the matter at hand. What that lady did, let's be honest, let's call a spade a spade. What she did was wrong. It was condemnably wrong. Very wrong. What the airport staff did, on the other hand, was wrong as well. Was very wrong. Okay? It was very wrong. I felt at the point they had carried her out of the aircraft, and at that point where her top got ripped off, at that point they could have just set her down there because she was already on the stairs, no longer inside the craft. They could have just left her there and let her put herself together. Let us all, both male and female, let us all learn to behave ourselves. Let's learn to behave ourselves. I want to know what your opinions are in the comment section. I really want to know where your head is at in this matter. Okay? Who do you blame? Was the girl right? Was the airport right? You know, what is your own point of view on the subject matter? Thank you for sitting with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. I have a lot to say on this matter, but it's still an ongoing issue. So I feel let's just wait and see how everything develops, and maybe we'll revisit this matter. Read the words that are coming out from my lips, okay? I'm going to be stating, I'm talking from the story that is out there, but now my discourse, I'm going to be like, I'm going to say this once,